We're on.
The heck? This is new. I never got a notification. Okay. Oh, we're recording right now. That's fine. That's whatever. We're live, baby. Okay. Young world. My name is Carlos.
My name is Ryan.
This is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. How you doing today, Ryan?
Chilling, man. I'm excited for today's topic, but everything's good, man. It's like super sunny out, and for those who aren't in Toronto or in and around the GTA, beautiful day out.
Oh, lovely.
Super hot.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get outside today, Carlos?
I did not. I know I will eventually. I most likely will tomorrow to enjoy the hot sun. So, and plus it's a long weekend this weekend, so why not go out?
Yes.
And in terms of recent events, in terms of big news, Ontario is looking to open up again.
Oh yeah,
slowly but surely.
I'm super hype about that.
Yeah, man. You know, we're not, slowly we'll get there, but we's back, baby. We's back. We's doing it. Yes, sir.
No, it's going to be a dope summer.
Yeah, there's, so I know on Saturday, golfing and they said golfing, skate parks, tennis courts, swimming pools. Sorry, I don't think swimming pools. Soccer fields, I know for a fact, will be open. So all I know is for all you Caucasians out there, have a great long weekend.
Hey man, I like to golf too. Looked up. Well, try to.
You are from Newmarket. I didn't want to. You are from Newmarket, sir. Yeah, but yes, it's it's gonna be a good long weekend for activities, outside activities for some sports. If it's a long weekend, although we may be kind of in a lockdown-ish. I mean, try to enjoy yourself, try to find something fun to do with the friends. And again, it's a long weekend, so have some fun and get out and enjoy the sun. Yes. And in terms of other recent events going on, I'm not sure if you're aware of who Demi Lovato is.
Demi Lovato?
Do you not know who Demi Lovato is, sir? Ryan, we're going to be YouTube. We're going to be YouTube famous. Man. I need you to know these people.
Is the girl that I don't know. Just tell me the story, man. I'm sick of this.
Demi Lovato is a famous singer, I guess. She's pretty good actually. She's a pretty good singer. She recently came out as a non-binary.
Oh, okay, this girl. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
From Camp Rock, and what are your thoughts on the whole non-binary situation?
Let it be, man.
Let it be.
That's my people. I think just let them be, do their thing. They feel comfortable. Yeah. I'm not gonna knock it.
Right.
So do your thing as long as it makes you happy, because happiness is the number one important thing, at least in my end.
True that.
And I'm not knocking anybody else's happiness. I'm hoping that her being non-binary, she's not knocking anybody else's happiness. I think that's another important thing, because it goes two ways.
True.
But yeah, no, man. I think it's cool. Like, do your thing. I don't know too much about her other than what
them, sir.
Them, sorry,
them. Buddy. We're 9 episodes in, buddy. I need you to be careful.
Oh my god.
Careful.
Canceled already.
You're gonna cancel already, sir. Easy. And
what are your thoughts?
Don't mind me. I'll be patting myself like a pastor from here on, from video purposes. So I'm a little sweaty, so I apologize. But yeah, my thought. I don't get it.
Get what?
The whole they them thing. Like, why? To me, I don't know. Me growing up, I was just used to they them meaning plural. But I guess well, in terms of how she explained it, was gender fluidity. So it could be between a multitude of genders she feels like being. It's like, oh, that's a lot. I'll enjoy that. I mean, but hey, what can you do? She wants to be called, or they and her, them. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Get killed out here, man.
Yeah, man, legit.
Oh my God.
Walking down the streets, then just rolling down. Someone rolls down the window. You hear Barbie girl, then you just start getting shot up, just like, oh, yeah. Just I don't know. More power to them, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I confused. I would love to have a guest explain this to me. I really would, because I truly don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know how they came to this conclusion, but
There's
whatever.
the opening, everybody.
Yeah.
So if
So
you
please.
would like to educate Carlos and myself, please hit us up on Instagram. We would love to have you as a guest, and guests are actually one of the things we're looking into. So, yeah, please hit us up. Gmail, Instagram. We are looking into getting guests in for our podcast. So I would love to be educated on stuff like that. So,
and you're gonna have to deal with my immaturity a lot too. So if you can't handle that, if there's like triggers about that, just please consider that. Anyways, moving on to something else here. The Chicago mayor. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. Okay, this is the lady you guys are talking about today. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The Chicago mayor. Oh, I forget the name. Lori, I believe her name her first name is. Lori Lightfoot. That's it. Thank you. Lori Lightfoot has decided to not talk to white journalists. Only wants to talk to journalists who are people of color. Meaning, well, her reason behind this is because there is not a lot of people of color for journalists in this when she speaks to journalists. So there's not a lot of people of color there. So she only wants to talk to people of color. And I want to remind everybody at home that Lori Lightfoot has a white wife. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is Lori Lightfoot's way of easily sleeping on the couch for the rest of their marriage. That is interesting to me.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I guess. I mean, if people want to say it's racism, I mean, I understand. I mean, there could have been a better way to do that. There could have been a better way to go about that. I mean, at least address it. Be like, hey, can we get more? But I mean, like, I mean, there's one journalist I know. There's a lot that are white. There's not too many that I know of that are people of color. But I wouldn't have to, I wouldn't segregate that way. There could have been a much better way to approach that, I feel.
I was going to say, in those certain cases, instead of restricting the opportunity to be able to kind of not speak to a certain class of people or a certain race of people, it's like with her in that position, maybe potentially put funding in towards creating certain programs for colored people to get into journalism. Maybe create an opportunity for, kids in that area to start learning about that journalism could be a thing that makes you money, as opposed to just being a doctor, being an accountant or whatever like that. It's like, there's a perfect opportunity for someone in politics, especially in her case, to be able to kind of create a great opportunity. And I know there's definitely way more complications than what I'm getting at, because mine's very throw a rock at the surface level of the ground kind of thing. But yeah, no, I think that potentially in that case, why restrict it? Open the opportunity, have that conversation, and do something good about it, maybe, So that's my opinion on it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that something like that happens. I don't know.
Yeah, just for future reference. I mean, there's a better way to battle, racism. It's not like I'm just going to be like, hey, y'all, I sleep with far too many white women. I'm just going to, for the next few months, I'm just going to sleep with strictly black women. So all you black women out there, I mean? There's no Tinder settings for color, you know what I mean? I can't go to the Tinder and be like, hey, I'm gonna change my color. What am I gonna go this week? That's on paper, that's pretty fucked up. But
sorry,
Tinder can't do that.
I was gonna say,
it can't.
Is that gonna become a feature eventually, you think? How terrible would that be?
It'd be pretty awful, pretty messed up. But I mean, hey, I know what was I gonna say? Plenty of Fish. That's another. Yeah, they actually have a color segregator.
Oh, really?
They do.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they have if you're into So for all of you, those that are not into the black people, or whites or Asians, or if you just have a color of choice, you can always join to Plenty of Fish. That's a promotion. Plenty of Fish. We'll be expecting your email. We'll be expecting your email shortly. So
Send us a check.
Yeah, where's the check? Tinder too. We love Tinder. You're great. You're a classic. But I mean, yeah, it's Lori Lightfoot. It could have had a better approach about that. But always battle against racism for all you children out there who are listening. Racism is not the way to go. That is all.
I want to say one thing.
Please. Yes, Mr. Sand, do you have a question?
Right now, Maple Leafs are playing the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, that is right.
And, just a
Will
little
you
bit
be
of Toronto
watching?
news.
Are you
I'm
watching?
doing the podcast. So I'm going to most likely probably miss or maybe catch the last end of it. But I do want to say shout out to the Maple Leafs.
Yes. Yes.
Let's take it home this year kind of thing. So that's a big game. But I do want to say wish them the best of luck.
Imagine after all these lockdowns, the Toronto Maple Leafs finally do it again.
That would be huge.
That would be insane. Dude, after all this pandemic, after all this nonsense that the world has gone through, and it only took a goddamn pandemic if the Maple Leafs finally win the Stanley Cup. If there is no, and if the government would not allow a parade after that, I don't know what the hell they smoking. Scratch off the whole goddamn reopening schedule thingy. If the Maple Leafs win the goddamn Stanley Cup, put everything back up. Cancel this whole. Let's set it off in this goddamn city. I'm trying to. Shoot, I might pop off and, just do some ish. I don't even watch hockey that much, but I know for a fact it's been far too long since the Maple Leafs have last won the Stanley Cup. So shout out to the Leafs. Go get them, boys. Go get them.
Agreed.
All right, Ryan, today's the day. We shall move into the topic of fashion. Yes, world. We are discussing fashion today. Growing up fashion. Fashion today, literally. And fashion of possibly the future. Our own experiences with fashion. Who knows? Whatever comes up, we'll discuss it. So shut up and listen. Thank you. Anyways, Ryan, what is fashion to you?
I don't know, man. That's a loaded question.
There's no such thing as wrong answers. Go ahead.
I think that it's just human beings wearing clothing.
That's a stupid answer. Ryan, fashion is something that you express, all right? You take something and you put it on yourself. It's art, all right, Ryan? Anyone can just put on pants and shirts. Fashion,
yeah, but that's also kind of considered fashion. Like if we
I
appreciate
if you do not interrupt me talking about fashion. We can talk about anything else, but don't ever interrupt me while I'm talking about fashion.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you. As I was saying, fashion is something that you express yourself about. Anyways, please continue, Ryan.
Oh my God. Okay, so I don't know, man. I think as human beings just wearing clothes, man. I think that
think so.
I guess it gets a little bit into like the whole artistic side, and there's definitely at that side of the spectrum. There is that high fashion, walking on a runway, like your background right now, like designer kind of stuff. But like, who is to say that fashion isn't? I don't know, the person just wearing like the shirt they got from like a white t-shirt and the pair of jeans that they got from like the corner store or something like that. Where is the cutoff? So it's like we have this spectrum of types of fabric that human beings wear. Like I think that fashion is such a wide range, and then like we're gonna get into the whole self-expression thing and how you wear certain things afterwards. But I think in a general sense, I think it's just human beings wearing clothing, man.
Yeah, I think there's 100% truth to that. I think that fashion is just something. I think that it was more so way back when. It's just something you just wore to get around to make sure you don't look like a moron when you leave your house. Like no one wants to be a nudist. I apologize to all the nudists that are listening to this. If I've offended you, I apologize. Yeah, just I think you know, initially it was just pants, shirt. You walk out the house and you're good to go. But you know, going over time, I think now presently it's more so there are most people who take it very seriously, who take it as an expression of art. Because you know, regardless of even in today's age, like regardless of you know whether you just putting on clothes to leave the house or you take it seriously, it's how you look that really shows who you are, and that's how most people take fashion as. So you know, we know a few people who would you know take a fashion pretty seriously, wearing the best brands, or you know, from your Gucci's, your what are expensive brands out there? Off-Whites, it's pretty expensive. You know, Louis Vuittons. Is Louis Vuitton still a thing? I guess.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say so.
Yeah. Yeah. Just brands like these, and you know, it's more so of an expression to really show. You know, you just go out. You know, and you only really get compliments. You know, I know that I walk down the street. I'm not gonna get. You know, I'm not trying not to get compliments on it. But why are you trying to get compliments on how you look?
No, I'm just saying, like, are you saying that you don't get compliments? Because I like the way you dress.
Oh, thank you. What the hell? How do I dress?
Oh, I think you have like, you know, well, for people who don't know Carlos always finds the sickest t-shirts. Always. I
I
personally
like.
think.
Thank you. I appreciate. I do like the t-shirts that I find. I want to. You know, I feel like you would think because me personally, I just feel like I'm some dude that just like wears a shirt that I just move on. But I genuinely like if I like a shirt, I'll get it. And I'm not talking like a name brand thing. Like I just like a design. Like I found an N64 shirt that was cost like $10 from the Old Navy. I'm like, that's dope. There's something that you know, like I would normally find shirts that like are of something of importance to me or that meant something to me. Like I have a bunch of Fresh Prince shirts in my closet right now, and you know, and obviously that's as we discussed previously, those are new to the show. To come catch up. Yeah, but Fresh Prince is you know obviously one of the best shows I've ever watched. And you know, I buy merch from you know anything that relates to something that was important to me. That's what I feel fashion is. It's an expression of what you love and how you know how you want to express it to the world. So me wearing Fresh Prince merch. If you guys for some strange reason feel that I don't like Fresh Prince, when you see me and if I'm wearing a Fresh Prince merch, it's like, oh, did you watch a show? Don't ask me a stupid question. Obviously, I watched a show if I'm wearing the goddamn merch. But yeah, just I mean, yeah, fashion is just an expression, you know, of who you are. Do you do you who do you think was like the first person you saw that went like and you just went like, wow, I want to look like that. Do you remember that?
And Killa Cam, man, and like
You
all
know,
pink.
damn,
Like the
you know
pink,
what?
the mink,
I was
like
gonna
the
say
big pink
Dipset,
freaking
man.
fur. Yeah, man, Dipset, like during
I have
the
it written in my notes
late
right now.
90s, early
Dude.
2000s, like Killa Cam would
Dipset,
come out in his interviews with like the big pink fur. And like
aside, yeah.
that at the
I-
time, like just to get into like that era, because we did want to talk about like past fashion, but like during the 90s, it was the oversized clothing, like the big sports jerseys. Like this one's a little bit tight on me, but in that case, it was so evolved, and then like you see Killa Cam, not evolved, sorry, wrong word, but like it was so in style and in trend to be able to kind of wear
yeah.
like baggy clothing, so like bigger pants,
Sagging
jeans, you had them down by your ass.
Yeah.
Big sports jerseys, you had to fit it on, whether you didn't even have to be, it didn't have to be a Toronto fit, it could be any city fitted, it was just a thing. And that was that fashion at the point in time. And like, I'm not saying that Dipset didn't have those videos where they were wearing that kind of stuff, but when you see Killa Cam come out like all mink, it was like pinked out. It was like, what is going on, man? And I thought that
Who
was
is
like
this dude?
the weirdest shit, the weirdest
I'm-
shit ever. But it was like, man, that was actually dope. Like he did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was different.
Oh, it was for sure different. But and they were pointing at, there was gangsters who were, wearing all black, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they see Killer Cam come out of a pink Escalade with spinners on, all pink, with pink Fat Farm clothing, Rockaware jeans, and then the shoes to match, all pinked out. Then, the next week, all the hustlers and gangsters were wearing all pink and whatnot. Then it was because I think Dipset, that establishment, had a huge influence in the hip hop community in terms of early fashion in the early 2000s. Others, when I mentioned Rockaware, like Rockaware was huge in the early
Holy
2000s. Oh, geez.
Sean John.
Sean John. Oh
Sean
my
John.
God, that was a big one. You remember G-Unit sneakers?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. I always wanted G-Unit sneakers. I thought they were amazing. I really wanted those. Air Force Ones, obviously, those are.
50 Cent also had a huge influence during that time, like during
100%.
the early 2000s. And this is for us and the listeners that, aren't our age, but during like grade school and like middle school during that time, G-Unit, Rockaware, Sean John, all that stuff was huge, like huge influence in relation to the music that we happen to listen to. Definitely the neighborhoods that we grew up in. And we grew up in, I grew up in Vaughan. I don't know, Carlos, but Carlos grew up in Vaughan too. But it's like we listened to more hip hop. I think our group, we listened to way more hip hop than we did anything else. So it's like that played a huge influence on all of the stuff that we were buying, like whether it was shoes, hats, fitteds, even the styles that you happen to see within these music videos. Like that was the epitome of what we would be wearing to school the next day, kind of thing.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And I think like these rappers definitely had a huge. I think rappers were probably the most influential in terms of artists way back when of fashion. I don't recall too many like artists in the pop world aside from rappers who didn't want to dress as rappers. In terms of just your 50 Cents, your Jay-Z's. I mean, obviously Kanye West takes the cake. I mean, like he was the most, and to this day, like one of the most fashionable, inspiration people that you can think of right now. With polo shirts. I only had one polo shirt. I wore that quite a bit in elementary school due to obviously Kanye West. But yeah,
backpack, man.
Oh my gosh, I wish I had the string bags.
String bags. Oh my God,
dude, I had one. Yeah, I just wore. Dude,
oh my God, man.
String bags was a huge thing, dude. Come on. Did you sag your jeans growing up?
Yeah, of course.
I didn't.
Dude, I did
once. I did once in like 6th grade. I tried, and then I came home and. Let's just say my mother looked at me and let's just say the smack it down was laid, and ever since then I just did it. And then I remember going to school the next day and some kid tried to pants me, and then he's like, "What the hell, bro?" And wearing it to my waist with a belt on, and yeah, man, I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't see. And to this day, I still don't sag my jeans. I just didn't see. I don't know.
I don't think it's a big thing. I don't even think it's a big thing now. I don't know.
I maybe like the younger generation. Brought up. Oh, 100%. It got brought up in high school with a few other people. It's like, Carlos, do you sag your jeans? I'm like, nah, I don't, man. It's like, what? Why? I'm like, I don't know. And mind you, these are white kids asking me, so there must be a problem. Yeah. So, what brands did you like grow up with? Like, what brands did you have growing up?
I'm gonna first say shout out to my mom for putting in that work to work her ass off to be able to kind of buy me nice clothes and shit when I was younger. And like I had an older brother too where I used to get a lot of hand-me-downs from him, and it was dope because all of this stuff was oversized and like that's what the style was.
That was the style. Was it fit?
One of my favorite when back in the early 2000s was Anichi. Or people call it NYC. NYC and
NYC. Yeah.
So that was one of my favorite brands. I remember I had this one shirt, like a 7 on it. It was just like brilliant. It's like a white tee with a 7 on it, but it was that brand. And I remember just being like, man, this is the sickest shirt out.
Yeah.
And I had no idea why, but it was like huge on me. It probably looked like a dress. Now I really think about it. Like if I were to put it on now, it's still probably as big, but
it's like quadruple XL.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, that was definitely one of them. I don't know. I can't really like Air. I don't know. Air Forces was huge. Like
Air Force was quite big. I never had Air Forces until like high school though.
It was,
have you had high schools? Have you had Air Forces in elementary school?
I don't even think I had Air Forces ever.
Really?
I don't think so. Yeah, I'll be honest. I had like different styles of Nikes.
Yeah.
Like our boy freaking Rondell Williams, he's probably on this with me, but
Ronnie,
we both had Legends. They were the Nike Legends, and there was only a couple styles that came out, but for some reason, me and him just love those ones. And I hope he hears this because that's actually a crazy thought from when we were younger. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think Air Forces was the thing. You know, it was actually crazy. And shout out to Allie for this one, but Iversons, the I3s. Yeah, she had them. I remember back in grade school. I remember she had them. I think, and
she
I was
had
like,
I3s.
I think so. I'm pretty sure. I think when I first met her, I was like, "Yo, I love your shoes," kind of thing, and she was wearing Iversons. And
when I first met her, I know she had Baby Fat. But I believe she had a Baby Fat. I remember Baby Fat was a jacket. You don't remember Baby Fat? It was like
I know Baby Fat.
Yeah, was that her that was wearing it? I don't know either. Or I remember some. I remember. Sorry, Allie, if you weren't wearing Baby Fat.
I could be wrong, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, but still. But wow, she had I3s, huh?
Yeah. It was the I3s that looked pretty much exactly like Air Forces kind of
That's
thing.
Crazy.
But I remember just those were actually real sick because Allen Iverson was still kind of bumping.
Oh, he was bumping,
in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I think he was probably playing on like Denver at the time or something like that. But those were dope. Those were real sick.
You were mentioning funny story.
There's a funny story that, and for our listeners, me and Carlos were talking about this when we were thinking about fashion as a topic for the podcast. But I remember back in grade school, I'm not going to say any names, but and for the ones who were in class with us, back when puffy jackets were huge, you know, like Missy Elliott came out, she put a big influence on that. I remember Luda in some of his videos, like the big puffy jacket, like the Nautica jackets. Even from the early 90s, you know,
Sean Combs,
P. Diddy. Sorry, P. Diddy. He probably originated the puffy jacket.
Yeah.
But that was huge. And when we were in about, I think it's grade like 6 or maybe 7 or something like that, this one girl that we were all cool with, she comes into class with a real nice brand new baby fat highlighter pink puffy jacket. And we're all like,
I think I already know.
We were like, yo, dope. Like, this is a fucking sick jacket. Like, man, you look great. Like, you know, I'm so jealous, whatever, like that. And then 5 minutes later, this other girl walks in with the exact same jacket. And the thing about it is that, and I hate to, as immature as this shit sounds, but this is the way our school worked. But like, there was like popularity, and I'm sure this happens in all different schools, but the less popular girl was wearing the same jacket, and then the girl that we were all friends with, like
a bit more
we're a little bit more popular in comparison. And then fucking next thing you know, this girl's like, man, this fucking bitch.
Oh yeah,
and walks in with this huge thing. And then for some odd reason in grade 6, we thought it was a huge thing, but really it was not in the grand scheme of things. But it was jokes. Because I don't know if they fought that day, but I remember like one of the girls stopped wearing the jacket.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
After that day.
Yeah.
And it's just funny to talk about like how much of an influence in relation to like social groups and relationships that we happen to have as kids, and like how much of an influence it played on just like our stupidness.
Right. I mean, like, if it were to happen to us, I think, like, if a situation like if I remember walking down the street like a few years back, and I seen a dude wearing the exact same jacket as I was. And I'm like, nice jacket. Like, yeah, thanks, man. And we both obviously got it because there was only one company, Urban Outfitters. There was the only company that made it. And then so you know, obviously, when you're in school, and obviously there's a bit of a hierarchy in terms of popularity. You want to make sure you stand out because I'm just honestly like way back when, like in terms of popularity, like if you're here, someone down here is wearing clothing, the same clothing as you, that's a problem. So someone has to make the change. All right. And then it became the battle of the bands. All right.
Yeah.
And someone had to change. It was plain and simple. Because sadly, that's how school was. School worked when we went. I hopefully that's changed.
I hope so.
I mean, because
that shit was mean as fuck.
Oh yeah, that was bad. Bad. And that was just one of many of the bad stories we had to live through in school. Down the road, we'll tell you some stories. But yeah, fashion, man. It's an interesting thing. Let's move on to cultural appropriation. Ryan's favorite topic.
I forgot to say I didn't want to talk about this, man.
Oh, why? It's okay. It's not like there was no racist. I want to be clear. Ryan feels guilty because he wore something to a party of mine once, and I forgave him for it. And I had to explain to him why it was bad and he should never wear it. And so, Ryan, I just want to say on the podcast that I forgive you, but just promise me you will never wear that Klan rallies shirt all over again. It was awkward. Had to explain all to my black friends what the hell you were doing. I mean, it was weird.
You're gonna murder me.
It was weird. It was weird. I'm kidding. I don't even know where Ryan would even obtain a. You think they sell Klan shit? You think they sell Klan shit at the flea market?
I'm sure if you go to the right flea market. I don't think any flea markets in like the GTA area unless you go to the right flea market. And that maybe is in little cities.
Do we have Klan rallies here? Off topic?
I would think so. I would
really.
I would think maybe not on. It's got to be somewhere freaking. I remember being on Reddit and seeing. I follow the Edmonton Reddit. So shout out to my boys out in Edmonton. You guys know who you are. But I follow the Edmonton Reddit, even though I'm not from that city, just because I like to see what's going on and stuff like that. And there was a bunch of posts about like these old school houses that are like still flying freaking Confederate flags and like Nazi flags in Edmonton. And like Confederate flags, it's not even part of Canadian history.
That's not Canadian history.
Like maybe it is like indirectly because we're so close to each other in proximity, but there's still people.
It's very much relevant to the United States. To my knowledge, there is no history of that here.
So these people that still rep the Confederate flag have migrated into Canada and then still fly it in their front yard kind of thing. So there's definitely some fucking major racist people in Canada.
I think so. I don't know I don't think it's a Klan rally. Like I don't think they're burning a cross.
I don't know.
Who knows? But
I hope not.
I mean, like that'd be weird. That'd be fascinating to learn, though, if it was such thing in Canada. But who knows? So fine. If you want to, do you want to talk about cultural appropriation?
Oh, well, I say like we talk about it a little bit. We have to. Yeah. You have to get into it now.
Okay. Well, I apologize. If you feel uncomfortable, we don't have to.
No. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll talk about my thing, and then we'll talk about culture. We'll give you a little bit of breathing room, okay? So in terms of the brands that I grew up wearing, it wasn't really. I didn't really have too much name brand. I didn't really buy name brand until I like got a job and got the shit myself, which I somewhat regret because like, dude, you don't need that shit. Honestly, I really, obviously being a hip hop fan growing up, I wanted to look like the said rappers that I was looking up to, but I couldn't afford their clothes. They're far too expensive. So, my parents, obviously, we're not like the most richest of the people, but they helped a brother out. So we went to a street called Orpheus Road. For everybody that lives in the West End, Orpheus Road is a magnificent street where you can get non-name brand clothing for pretty cheap. So before the school year started, me and my mom would always drive to that street, go to a store called Sirens, and just like empty out the place for deals, just deals. And there was a brand called Exco, which was a ripoff of Echo. Exco made these really dope hip hop ish shirts, and I had this one hip hop shirt that was like triple XL, and I'm only in like 6th grade. What the hell am I doing with a triple XL shirt? And I wore that shirt until I graduated high school. That's how big the shirt was. It was one of my favorite shirts. It was this black dude with a football who was like 310 pounds and just holding a football, running, and it had all this graffiti-ish art on it. One of my favorite shirts ever. And I love this shirt. And, when I first got it, I got a bit called out on, oh, what do you wear Exco for? You wear Echo. Oh, we wear Echo here. You wear fake shit. I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up, Jamal. You know goddamn well your mom spent all your fucking, spent her monthly freaking paycheck on that goddamn shirt. Fuck you. But yeah, I mean, bro, the fact that it was a non-name brand, and I love the shirt. I didn't care if it was non-named or not. I looked at it. It felt comfortable. I loved the design of it. I didn't care. Non-name brand was not really too much of an issue for me growing up. Obviously, when I got called out on it, my feelings are hurt because no one wants to stand up being the loser wearing a fake brand. But at the same time, my message is to everybody out there: if you have a brand and you like something and it makes you feel something inside, and when you wear it, you're just like, this is right. Do it. Don't let anyone else judge you for where you are. So this is a message specifically to all those men that are wearing skirts. I don't get it. Do I think you're weird? Do I think you're weird for wearing a skirt? Sorta. But you know what? It's your fashion choice. And being weird just means you're one of a kind. So express yourself.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was actually beautiful.
Message. And that's what we will have on the blank. Just messages to the world. Be yourself. All right, now with discuss Ryan's indirect racism about the clothing. Ryan, I want to start off this topic.
Okay.
By saying, Ryan, you are not a racist.
Okay.
You're a good person.
Thank you.
You should not feel guilty as to the topic we're getting into. Okay. You're a good man. Let's do this.
Okay.
Do you want to start off the floor? Do you want to? The floor is yours.
I'll give it a little bit of background. Okay, so me and my little brother, we like patterns. We like color. For us, it really doesn't matter the type of pattern, where the pattern kind of originates from. And this is where we kind of get into cultural appropriation. But we like color. We like different fabrics. Me and my little brother will pretty much try to just wear anything that we think is like just beautiful looking or really cool looking. And he happened to be at this flea market, which was predominantly like an African flea market where they had all kinds of like beautiful fabric, beautiful clothing, t-shirts. And then we get into the story. So he goes out, comes home with 2 dashikis. Me and my little brother were Cambodian kids.
Hang on, before that, I want to let everyone know Ryan actually called me before he purchased this and asked me if it was okay. So I mean, it was an uncomfortable phone call for me. Not because I thought it was racist. It was just I'm uncomfortable with it because I don't know how to explain to people why he's wearing that. So it's like, how can you allow this? I'm like, dude, he wants to wear whatever you want. Let him wear whatever he wants. There's no, but anyways, yeah, please go.
Long story short, I called Carlos. We bought them, and I have it to this day. I don't wear it out and about, and I don't know if that's just due to sensitivity reasons, not trying to kind of spark any sort of attention that I'm not really looking for outside of on the street. But I wear it at home, and I wear it around because it is beautifully comfortable and it's just a lovely piece of fabric, and I love the colors on it. But I remember I got into a conversation with somebody about wearing them, and we talked about a cultural appropriation, and we talked about how, Ryan, like, you didn't do the research or the background, and for like, you don't know enough about this piece of fabric to be wearing it like it's yours, kind of thing. So this is where we get into the sensitive part of the topic, where it's, you know, can you go out and wear certain fabrics? Can you go out and buy certain things, rock it the way that you want to rock it, without hurting another person's culture, another person's background, especially if it's outside of yours? So in this case, what do you think, Carlos? What do you think about? Well, we already got into me wearing the dashiki, but what do you think about it in general? Cultural appropriation.
I think that in order for us to come at obviously the world means there's most people in the world that feels that we should unite and come together as one. And in order to do that, I feel that there is a need to, if you wish to express your, you know, your support for other cultures, why not wear the clothes of others, right? But at the same time, there are some garments where you shouldn't wear if you don't share the same beliefs. Like, I'm a Christian. If I go and I wear a kifa for fashion reasons, that's not really a great look. So I think that in terms of, well, and obviously that's for religious belief. It's based off, that's because of religious belief. Dashiki to me is a garment worn in Africa. That's just it's a garment. You know, they just make them just for, you know, just cause. I mean, me personally, I don't know too much of it because we don't really. Well, we have dashikis, but I don't know too much of the history about it. I know that dashikis you wear them for, you know, for going outside. I don't know if there's like a deep dark history behind it, but at the same time, I think that it's a matter of the intent of how you wear it. I know there was a lot of flack for a few years. I don't know if you remember this. There was a few years back when there was this white girl going to her prom in a what was it, a kimono?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and she got a lot of shit about it on Twitter. And you know, it's kimonos do have a pretty rich history, you know, but just wearing it to your prom is that's a rough one. But at the same time, so long as there's not too much history attached to it, if you're willing to have the conversation with the person who feels offended with what you're wearing, I think you should be okay. In order, I am going back. In order for us to unite, we'll need to, you know, if you wish to express how you wish to, you know, your respect for other cultures. I don't know. I feel you should have the freedom to wherever you want. It's your body. You can do whatever you want with it. There's people out there cutting out their penises and changing it to other genders. So why not just, you know, express yourself fashionably as well? Obviously, you know, there's the whole exploitation. It's a tough one because you don't want to exploit the culture. You know what I mean? You don't want, you know, these companies to take something that truly meant, like if freaking Gucci starts releasing their own, you know, kufis or kifas, their own line for like $700 for profit. Obviously, Jewish people will be outraged about it. But just think, if you have a strong belief in what you're wearing, and there's no intent to exploit what you're wearing, I think you should be okay. I really do. And I don't want people to feel as though that I'm saying that it's wrong, it's okay to wear, you know, something, you know, whatever you want. I mean, so long as you do the research on the clothing, and so long as you're ready and willing to have a conversation, and, you know, your reasoning makes sense as to why you feel you have the right to wear it, do what you got to do to get where you want to go. I don't know. That's my take on it. Yeah.
No, I think it's perfect.
Thanks. Yeah,
And
it's just it's I can understand the whole sensitivity about it. It's just a lot of it's just a matter of being able to for the other person who may be outraged about it to understand that like I get where you're coming from. I can see why you're upset, but please understand this is not me exploiting this the culture. It's me, it's my appreciation for it.
I had this conversation with my older brother a while ago because he knows, my sense of fashion, and he knows that, I like to kind of get out there a little bit in relation to colors and wearing certain things. But just a really quick story. My brother had this buddy when he was back in college. This guy flew out to Vietnam. He did like a whole Asia trip, but he like ended up in Vietnam. But he's like this like Rastafarian dude. So like flies out to Vietnam, loves the culture, loves the food, comes back to Canada and opens up a Vietnamese restaurant. So you can imagine a Jamaican dude, Rastafarian, long dreads,
Yeah.
Comes back to Canada, opens up a Vietnamese restaurant. And I go up to my brother and I'm like, man, like, did you go to the restaurant and eat? And he's like, yeah, the food was terrible. But the way that he represented the culture from his perspective and like the way that he felt that he was doing it was great. So like people went to the restaurant, they ate there, they knew it was owned by, this Rastafarian dude, and they opened up an Asian restaurant. And it was fine in that case because he, I guess, went back and did his research, came back, and he's sharing the culture in itself. So I feel the same thing when I'm wearing certain fabrics and certain pieces of another person's culture, where I'm really just kind of like not exposing it, but sharing it. And like Carl said earlier, very eloquently, I think that the concept of being able to kind of come together as people, aside from your differences in relation to, jurisdiction or what color you are. And I probably will get a little bit of flack for this, but it's in relation to coming together and sharing where you're coming from as one. I think that it's necessary for you to be able to kind of throw or put your culture into like this melting pot that we happen to have, and then share it amongst people and teach people about it, as opposed to restricting people from having to kind of wear certain things and being offended by it.
How dare you?
That's just my rant on that. And I could be wrong. And if you think I'm wrong, then please let me know. I would love
Let us know.
I would love to have that conversation with you.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an interesting topic. So yeah.
Yeah, man. In terms of fashion, it doesn't have to necessarily relate to clothing. Hairstyle was a big one. Did you have the spike? Did you go through the spiky hair trend there?
I had a mohawk. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember the mohawk.
I had like a full-on mohawk. Shout out to Johnny, because Johnny cut my mohawk for me in this garage when we were in grade like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
But I had a full-on mohawk, which was sick. But I don't know what you mean by like spiky. Are you talking about like
the whole
like Jersey Shore fucking spiky hair kind of
was
thing?
I mean, not that.
Are you talking about like Euro fucking
maybe
like that kind of?
Maybe I don't know. I totally forgot they had that. But I know Johnny had a spiky hair. David had spiky hair.
Yeah.
Not like Jersey Shore or like punk rock spiky, but it was a nice little spiky gelled up hair there. It was for me. I had hair back then. And it was, I didn't really grow it out too much, but it was either just the same routine that I'm doing now, where I'd cut it every few months. My parents didn't want me to have cornrows growing up because they felt that the cornrows were criminals. My parents are somewhat. My parents are a tad racist to Black people. I don't know why. I want to be clear to the audio people, the people listen by audio. I am Black myself. I don't know what it is, but they just felt that they associated cornrows and dreadlocks with criminals here, and they didn't want. They had a little. They feel like they cared a lot of what people thought, appearance-wise. And growing up with that, it was kind of like, I didn't care for anything. I just like, dude, if I want to do it, I feel I have the right to. But yeah, for all you Gen Zers that get to wear whatever you want, lucky motherfuckers. That's all, you guys have it easy, all right? I don't care what they say. But yeah, I'm just looking up fashion trends back in the 2000s. Ooh, the tape on the
The Nelly.
The Nelly there?
The Nelly.
Did you do that?
Oh no, I definitely didn't do that. I would do that if I got a cut under my eye or something like that. But no, I can't pull off the Nelly. Are you kidding me? That's like iconic.
Headbands. Did you wear
headbands?
That?
I did. Oh,
yes, I remember I never had headbands.
What?
I never had headbands.
I wish I could find this picture, but in my grade 8 class picture, I wore a headband to photo day.
Actually?
Yeah, so in my grade 8 photo, I'm wearing a dress shirt and a headband. And then
a dress shirt and a headband.
When it got printed, I gave the photo to my mom. My mom's like, "Why did you wear the fucking headband in your photo?" So that's homework for me. I'm gonna try and find that.
Oh my god,
photo so I can show it in the next thing. But that's actually hilarious.
That is so.
But yeah,
funny.
I had so many
headbands and a with a tie. Oh my god, you're
hip hop, man.
Oh,
shit fucked me up.
Oh, you remember the Kanye West little what is it, like the see-through glasses?
Oh, the blinds. The
blinds.
Glasses. Yeah.
I never had those. Those look cool. I always like those. I'm just looking up white tees.
Oh well, white tees are like
the lot, but like the double X, like the quadruple XL ones. Trucker hats was a big one. Did you wear a trucker hat growing up there? I never had a trucker hat. Tracksuits. I definitely wore a tracksuit. Maybe one.
The Kappa tracksuits.
The Kappas. Oh my god! In high school, jeez. If you were wearing Kappa tracksuits back in high school, you listened to one genre only, and that was there was no way you had hip hop on your iPod back then. Just pounding the floor, listening to Jersey Shore. That rhymed. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out. Oh god, I'm just looking through the list of freaking the fashion trends of 2000s.
Carlos, man, I got a question for you.
What the fuck were we thinking? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what about right now, man? Like, what do you feel about like your own fashion as of now? What do you feel about society's look on fashion? Do you feel like we're in a good spot? Do you feel like we're in a bad spot in relation to it? Do you like your own fashion in relation? And I know it's a shit ton of questions, but like, give me what do you feel about right now? And anybody who's listening in audio, you got to see this guy's facial expression. So check it out on YouTube.
It's I might get a bit of flack for this, but I don't. It's weird, man. It's a lot. There's I think the whole femininity, is that even a word, in fashion right now for men is kind of it's definitely out there. I guess I think people are taking a lot more risk nowadays with their fashion trends,
Definitely.
I feel a little bit more of them trying to retrace it, going back, because the whole ripped jeans thing, there was a trend back in, I believe, the early 90s with that, and then bringing that back was that was okay. I was never a fan of the ripped jeans, but I mean, I get it. It was a cool trend back in the 90s, and I guess it's cool now. I was never a fan of it. The whole men wearing skirt thing, that's kind of that bothers me a little bit. I'm not gonna front.
Really?
Only because, dude, I'm just used to growing up, skirts were for women, but now men, I guess, wear it for fashion trends. I mean, it's up to you. It's at the end of the day, fashion is fashion. If you want to express yourself, how you want to express yourself, go for it. Do it. If you want to wear a skirt, cool. I don't get it. I mean, sure, if you want to, you're not gonna. You can't just, convince me like, hey, I'm wearing this and that's fine. I'm just gonna be like, all right, do what you gotta do, fam. I'm doing whatever. Just fashion today, it's just and the whole oh my god, you know what really bothers me today? Skinny jeans.
Why?
Dude, what are you doing? Like, how is the circulation going to your legs?
Oh, it definitely doesn't breathe, that's for sure.
Like, what the hell? Like, stop. And then it's the skinny jeans with the rips in them. It's like, bro, the fat is literally like sticking out there,
Hanging
man.
out.
Just hanging out there. It's like, ugh. Like, what are you doing? Skinny jeans, that really bothers me. That's concerning.
Okay, so what do you
People.
like?
What do
about
I
today's
like?
Fashion? Yeah.
What do I like about today's fashion?
Yeah, what's your fashion? Like, how would you explain your fashion? What do you like about today's fashion?
Yeah. What is it?
Oh, whoa. It's the first.
Shit. Shit.
Yes,
I don't know. Fashion. My fashion right now is just jeans and a t-shirt or whatever. I wear a long sleeve. I don't have too much of a fashion. I normally go out with you guys when I want to look fashionable and like if it's like a dress party thing, I'll just go to the mall with you guys and see like, hey, what should I wear? This, and that. I'm not really a fashionable person, so don't take fashion advice from me if you're listening to this. But yeah, just in terms of what I like today, I just like the expressions. I like people expressing who they are. So even if you are wearing a dress, will I wear a dress? Hell to the fucking no. But at the same time, I like that, you are taking risk and you're expressing who you are. That's what I appreciate about fashion. That's what I like, how it transcended from, if I had to like one thing about fashion today, it transcended from men wear this, women wear this, to now whatever the F you want, and express yourself anyway, how, and you may be judged, but at the end of the day, you are you.
I love
That's what I love about fashion today. Is there anything that you like or dislike about fashion today?
I'm with you. Like, I'm not on any kind of page. I think you said that beautifully. I think that, we didn't get too much into it, other than like little spikes here and there, but in relation to gender roles, and what gender is supposed to be wearing what, and why can't this gender wear that? Like, I'll be perfectly honest, like, I find some of the nicer stuff like scarves and accessories in the women's section, and I'll buy it from the women's section knowing that they put this in the women's section for a reason. But really, like, this scarf like is absolutely stunning, and it looks way better than if I go to the men's section in like the Zara. It's not as nice. So in relation to it, like, I remember when I went thrift shopping to go to like I would go in the girls section to go find like the real good looking scarves. Like, let me pull one out right now. Like this kind of stuff.
This guy.
Like,
that's
this
for
stuff,
females?
Yeah, this stuff you don't really find in like the male section. In that kind of case, it's I love being able to kind of have that, and I don't mean to use this word wrong, but fluidity, like to be able to kind of go and put on whatever the hell I want, and at least be able to express myself and have the confidence to express myself in a certain way, because I feel confident and good and happy in relation to whatever I'm wearing that day. I have gained a little bit of weight in relation to COVID, so I'm not wearing everything the same stuff that I used to wear, but I agree with you. I think that the concept of expression, the concept of maturity, the concept of confidence, the concept of confidence, I think that plays a big role in relation to being able to kind of wear certain things and have the ability to. I think that our society is a little bit more open in relation to certain garments and certain things that you can wear now. Gender is kind of taking the back seat in relation to what people should be wearing. And now it's more about expression, like you said, where we can express ourselves. Like, it's a beautiful thing. And it's us, I feel, advancing as society, that we can sit there and wear whatever the hell we want. Like I said, to my original point, where it's just humans wearing clothing. Clothing is that broad topic where we can wear realistically whatever the hell we want. And be able to do that without any flack, without any judgment, without any kind of hatred towards something, or hurting anybody else realistically, because that's another thing we have to look out for. But I love it. I love where we're getting to as a society, and this is bigger than fashion. But we're getting to a point where those kind of things sometimes need to take a backseat for you to be able to kind of express yourself and have that ability to wear wherever the hell you want and be happy with yourself.
Wow. That was powerful.
Thank you.
That was powerful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Would you say that was your message to the world this week?
I would say that is my message to the world. Our message to the world.
Yeah, your message. Well, I guess that covers it. Ryan, I think we made it to an hour this week.
Yeah, I think we're at an hour. Yeah.
Wow, this is our very first hour.
Yeah. So I hope you're still listening.
Yeah, yo, that's fine. The world, they're listening. They're listening. It's fine. I guess, yeah. So I guess we're gonna call it this week. Tune in next week. Well, we'll dive in whatever topic we think about. We'll let you know, obviously. But yeah, this is Carlos. Why is your face all in the?
And this is Ryan.
What the hell? God, I was okay. And I guess this is the blank. What a way to end the segment.
Oh, wait, right before. Check us on Instagram and hit us up on Gmail. And listen to us on anywhere you get your podcasts because we'll be there.
And watch us on YouTube.
That's fun.
And like and subscribe.
Beautiful.
and pray for us because I think we're going to need it.
That's it.